Welcome to This Woman's Work with me, Chynna B. Today's topic is titled, I'm Being Stretched. And today we have a special guest, Chynna, a multi-business owner, who is going to walk this out with us today. So hi,
Hey.
Chynna, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course. You were the first person that came to my mind when I thought about this topic. Because, we did have like a little conversation.
We did.
And we were talking about just how you have a lot of businesses, right?
Yes. Too much.
We're gonna like to walk through that. But just you're taking a break from it right now, and you feel like God is like leading you into other sectors. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, what first of all are all your businesses?
Okay, so I have a boutique. I sell women's clothing. I just started a floral business, so I make bouquets. A party rental business.
Okay. What else?
And I have a bar.
Okay.
You have a bar and restaurant. Yeah, you gotta come one day.
Never invited me.
I don't really talk about it, but it's in Darby. You gotta come one day.
Okay, I can go. That's not too far from me. I can go.
You like seafood?
Okay. I like seafood a little bit. I don't like getting my hands dirty.
I feel you. I used to love boils, but not no more. They're messy.
Okay. I can, yeah.
But one day, you just gotta come one day.
You just gotta show me how to break the crabs. Like, I don't know how to break the crabs.
I got you.
Anti-whatever, but I can't. Okay, so which businesses have you taken a break from so far?
I did take a break from my boutique, and I feel like I really took a break from my party rental business too.
Okay. So, why?
It was just a lot.
Okay.
It was really a lot going on. And honestly, I'm just one person.
Yes.
So.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm one person.
So you was juggling all of this all by yourself. You didn't have like a business partner or anything like that? This is just all you?
With my party rental business, I do have my best friend.
Okay.
She's my partner. And with my bar, I have my siblings.
Okay.
Oh, so I do have some help.
Okay, so I guess you kind of took a break, right? Was it more so like, I know it was a lot, but do you feel like God was more so leading you to that? Or do you feel like you was just burnt out, tired? Like, was that your decision?
I think it was both.
Okay.
Like, I was really burnt out. I'm so used to working so much. Like, even in college, I was always working 2 jobs. Yes, I was in school. I was a double major in my undergrad, and I was working 2 jobs, and I started my business. So this is what I'm used to. But, when we're younger, we're able to do all these things and not be tired and just keep up. Girl, I'm old now. I can't.
Listen.
I can't rip and run the way I used to.
I can't be out here ripping and running. So did you have a passion for all these businesses, or
I did.
Did you just like...
I did. I feel like my calling in life is to be an entrepreneur. I don't think it's just one specific thing. It's just a multitude. I'm really dipping and dabbing in everything until I figure out what's for me.
I love that, because I'm that person where my family is always like, Chynna, what are you doing now? Or where you moving to now? Like, where you going? And I just feel like, why not try everything until you find out until you find out what you want to do. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So like, I'm all for that. But when you walked away from your business, because I know that's a lot.
It was hard. Like, it was hard. It was hard walking away because I felt like a failure. I felt like I was failing, or I was quitting, or I was overwhelmed. I'm so used to being busy. So when I took some time off, I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
I've been at that place too, though. Like, that's so funny that you said that you felt like a failure, because out of college, when I was just like doing lashes and everything, like booming, right? And then what they didn't tell me was everybody was getting money from the government, and they didn't tell me they all quit their jobs. Nobody told me nothing. So I'm like, well, where is the clients at? Like, what did I do to the girls? The whole time, nobody really had a job. So I'm like, well, dang, y'all not having a job means I don't have a job for real.
And I feel like lashing is one of those expenses that people will cut off.
They will cut off.
It will be one of their first things to cut off.
Yes, and I hate that for us. But I felt like a failure because I felt like for the first time I really did try something and it did well and then it failed in my mind. And like, once I felt like it failed, I felt like I was scared to try again. I was that person that was like, let's do it. Let's do it.
No, I get it.
No, it took me like a whole year to like feel like I can, do anything again. Because I'm that person. I can do anything I put my mind to it, right?
Absolutely.
So that's why I think even with the podcast, I was even much more scared to start it because I'm like, what if it doesn't work? Like, what if it fails? Like, I was just supposed to just get a job like everybody else. And it's like, no, like you don't, first of all, I don't think you can really call yourself an entrepreneur until you failed like 5 times.
One thing I learned through my journey as an entrepreneur is you can fail early, you can fail often, but fail forward.
Fail forward, yeah.
Fail forward. Yes. As long as you're failing forward and learning and starting up again, you're good.
And then also rest.
Yes.
I think that it's kind of important. Like I'm kind of glad that like God allowed all that to happen because you don't even realize how restless you are until you get a moment to sit down.
Absolutely.
But I was going crazy sitting down because like you said, like I'm used to always doing something. So I'm like, I feel like a bum. Like I got to do something, right?
No, seriously. Yeah, until I was the same way until my body completely shut down. My body forced me to shut down. They were like, okay, you're not taking the rest you need. I'm going to force you.
That's how I know I'm stressed though. I never know like that I'm stressed until my body just breaks down on me.
That's not good.
My mental is so strong. It's like in my mind, we can keep going. Like, let's get it. My body's like, no, we can't.
Not at all. Not at all.
But one thing about rest that we underestimate is God has us resting for a reason because I was in a resting period.
Yes.
Now I'm so busy. I wish I could just rest. Like, just take a second. But where are you at like currently? Because it seems like a lot of us, we were just in the fast lane, going hard, hustling. And now it's like it seems like you're just coasting. So how is that process like now?
It's really good. Right now I'm at peace. I'm very much at peace. I'm very content. I do feel letting go. Literally letting go of everything. Letting go of the goals I thought I wanted. Letting go of businesses that I already had. Just letting go of everything. Letting go of people.
That'd be the main thing.
And it's not even just like significant others. It's like friends, family. You just gotta let go of people. I used to never agree when people would say you can't bring everyone with you. It is. And I hate that.
I hate it too.
I hate that.
And I try to force, I'm not force. I don't like that word. Like I try to like convince people, like my friends and things, to do the same things I'm doing. Because like I know in my heart that like God is going to start to like kind of separate us. Yeah. And I'm like, please, like, girl, just get it. Like, girl, like, just do this.
Yes.
And like, no.
And you can't force that.
But you know what it is? We don't like to be in like new spaces with new people on top of that.
Yes.
I think that's the hard part. Like I can be in a new space, but then it's like, you want me with new people? Like
it's a little iffy.
Yeah, because I like my friends.
I like my friends.
So it's like new. Like, okay.
And I also feel like as an adult, it's harder to make friends. And I didn't believe that at first until now.
It's so hard.
And I'm so open to making new friends, but I have PTSD, girl.
I was like that. I'm still like that, right? But I'm so strong. Like discernment is such a thing now where like I'll just ask God, like, is it safe here? Like, you want me to be friends with that person? Or like, you want this person in my life? Because I'm so scared. But like, I know God will give you like a confirmation.
For sure.
So that kind of helps me a little bit.
I feel like with me, it's still a battle because people know how to put up a facade. So I always pray to God to better my discernment. Like, which one is real? Which one is authentic? And which one is just an act? Because people can put up an act. They're really good at it too.
They are really good at it. But don't close yourself up. Because I used to close myself up. And now I'm at a place where like I've met some like really good people. And honestly, it's people I've known for a long time. I just never allowed to get that close to me. And like when I say just my walk now or just my experience with all that I'm going through right now, it's not easy, but it's so much better when you have like, you know, girlfriends that's on the same page or that can encourage you.
Yes.
In that way.
Yes.
And I really want that for you because...
I do too. And don't get me wrong. I feel like I have a solid group of friends. I love them down. I do. I'm just also open to making new ones as an adult. Yeah, as an adult.
Especially like ones that's kind of doing what I'm doing too.
Yes.
Because I think like all my homegirls, we just do different things. So, how do you feel about like going back to those businesses?
That's a great question. I don't really know. I think I'm not really looking back anymore.
Okay, I like that.
Earlier this year, I was really going through something. Like I was feeling very lost, and I was leaning towards God. I felt so isolated and felt so lonely, and I knew I had to figure out whatever it is that I'm going through, whatever storm I was going through. I was just really praying to God, trying to get clarity, trying to understand like things just not going my way. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should start my boutique back up because I took a break for probably a good 6 months.
Okay.
And it was much needed. I feel great. I feel refreshed. I don't regret it.
Yes. Oh, good.
Yes, because the type of person I am, I overthink everything. Like I stress everything out. So I used to stress about making my numbers and just making sure business is afloat, and it was just all about money.
Yes. You know what? I agree with that because like for the longest it was hard for me to figure out like what do I want to do because I feel like I'm good at making money. Like I feel like you can make money a lot of ways, and I've always been like a little hustler, but now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, what is it that I love to do? What is it that I'm called to do? And that part is so hard because it's like, again, I want to feel like I am doing something with purpose. And sometimes things that's filled with purpose don't include the amount of money that you used to making. Like, okay, wait a minute. Do I really want?
And it's so funny you say that. I was actually having a conversation with a friend the other day, and he was just asking me, like, what do you think you're meant to do? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Yeah. I don't know yet. And I was in the middle of making a bouquet for a client, and I'm like, yes, these bouquets are beautiful, but I feel like I'm put on this earth for something more meaningful, something bigger, something better. I just don't know what it is yet.
Well, you know, I was told that if you want to know what your purpose is, you have to first serve.
Yes, absolutely.
And it is so for real because I think that we think our purpose is supposed to be like this top-notch, making all this money young girl.
Yes.
It's really so simple when it comes to God, like serve my people. But it's like, okay, well, what people? Doing how? Doing what? I think that yours is going to definitely be something within like business, but for women. Like,
yeah, I have no clue yet, but I'm just excited to figure it out. I'm doing everything until God tells me this is it. This is for you. This is what you were meant to do.
Don't figure it out though.
I'm just going with the flow. Yes, exactly. I like that.
That's my new thing. Was I was thinking in my head like the other day, I'm like, I'm always trying to figure out something. And that's why I'm always in my head. Like sometimes people will see me and I'm like, yeah, you didn't speak to me. Like I promise you I was in my head like the whole time, just trying to figure out stuff. But I realized that every single thing in my life that has been for me, I literally walked into it. I couldn't have told you as a little girl I was going to be a last check. I couldn't have told you that I was going to be doing a podcast. Like nothing about my life that I'm doing, nothing about it like that I expect. I just walked into it like God just called me to it. So now I'm just like, at this point, if my life is already written, why do I keep trying to figure things out? It's already done.
Yes, and I feel like once you understand that, life is just so much easier. You don't stress the thing. I do not stress things anymore. There's so many things I don't stress out at all. Like whatsoever.
The only thing is when I'm stressed, my hair grows. So that's the only thing I can do off of stress. Other than that though, I don't feel like I'm stressed right now. I just feel like I'm being stretched right now.
Like, elaborate on that.
Girl. Like people think, and not even just people, I'm people. I think that I thought that once I started this and I just did everything that God told me to do, that everything was going to go my way. Yeah. Like, I did this for you. Now the things that I want should come immediately. Absolutely not. That's not how it's happening. And I feel like I am losing so much, which is to be expected. But I feel like I'm losing, but I'm at peace at the same time. So it's like, am I really losing anything?
It's like a compromise.
It's a compromise. And I'm also being challenged to step out of my comfort zone in so many areas. I'm like, wait, one at a time. Yeah. One at a time now. Yeah. All areas of my life. Like, and I'm being called to be about what I say. So like, it's so funny. When I come up with these topics, I have to be, when God gives me these topics, I have to be very careful. Because then he tests me in that way. So it's like, I even had a conversation one time and I was talking about how I communicate and things like that. He threw me in a lake of fire.
As always.
And he made me have to communicate and fix things with people that I didn't break. I said, well, no, I'm not doing that because why? And I had to think about who am I to sit here and tell y'all to do a thing and say that I'm doing a thing, which I am. And then it's like, all right, let's do it again.
No, so that's so real.
Being challenged to be about what I say, and then also understanding that certain places I just don't belong anymore. Yeah, I don't fit,
and that's okay.
There. It's okay. It's just
so okay. When I was going through a transition of removing myself from spaces, environments, people, things, I was trying so hard to not take myself out of it. Yeah, I wanted to just stay there because it felt normal. It felt that's what I was used to. That was my life. My life was perfect. So I tried so hard to go against God's grain. Like I tried so hard, but ultimately, no, it's okay to outgrow things, people, spaces.
And I'm like, I think becoming older makes it a little bit better too. Right. Whereas like before I used to have like FOMO. Like, no, like I'm gonna miss out. Like I can't. Like, no, what my homegirls doing the whole time. I don't want to be there, but I just want to see what they're doing. Like, don't have fun without me. Now I'm just like, I mean, hey, God didn't call me to it. And I just have like different desires now. Yeah. And I'm really surprised at my desires. Like, I don't want to be a corporate baddie anymore. Like, I swear I want to be a corporate baddie. No. When I grow up, even though I'm already grown, but when I grow up, I just want to be like a mom and a wife. Like, it's so simple. I love that. It's so simple.
I love that. And that was in front of your face this whole time. Like, everyone knew about moms and wives and staying at home and being that parent.
I see that for myself.
And it's crazy because it's like you didn't think that 2 years ago. I never thought
that. And it's so crazy because like now, like with so I did like quit my job sometime in December. So I'm like, thank you, God. He finally allowed me to quit my job. Like, yes. And I'm like, all right, just waiting on God to see what's next. He sent me back to Lash and I said, wait, entrepreneurship again? Again? And I'm full time. And it's like, I'm like, hold on, like, that's just too, like, because being an entrepreneur is hard. Like, it's everything tough. Is on you. Like, yes, the leisure is really great, but everything else being on you, it's annoying. Like,
yes, it's like sometimes it's not real stability.
It's not.
You never know.
Lord knows all I want to do is be stable.
Exactly. You know how it is. One week you're making a lot, the next week you're making nothing.
So it's like you gotta save. Like, even if you have money, you gotta tell people you don't have money. And it's like, okay, God, you're sending me back here. Okay. Now I have a team. I'm doing this podcast for you, Lord. I have a team. People gotta get paid. So it's like now this weight is on me, and I'm like, God, I'm trying to do everything that you're asking me to do, but what's happening? And that's why I feel like I'm being stretched in that way, and I mean, I'm not going to give up. I'm sure He's going to make a way like usual. It's just like I feel like even with me sacrificing my life and just like saying like, here, God, however you want me to live my life, cool. It's like I'm still sacrificing. Like, oh my gosh.
But I feel like you are going to get to the point where you're looking back and you realize like, okay, now I get it. God, I truly understand why you made me do these things.
And I've been changing my perspective a little bit too. I'm like, I think you want me to be like this entrepreneur because I think that, like I said, one of my dreams is to like be a mom, not now, but at some point.
Right.
And it's like I want to be a present mom.
Exactly.
If I have this job where I'm going to be working all these crazy hours and things like that, then how am I able to be as present as I want to be? So I'm like, okay, maybe he's just setting things up for my true desires that I didn't know was my desires until like this year. But all I can say is I'm being stretched in this moment. But like, I'm just so grateful that we had this that we're having this conversation because you do a lot.
Oh, girl, too much.
You do a lot. So if
too much,
you can sit here and go through that, take a break, and still just be like, listen, like I got it. I know he's gonna come through for me. But
no, for sure. And people ask me all the time, like, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. It's through the grace of God. Seriously.
Because it's hard.
And that's such a cliche answer. And like people that are not people that don't have a walk of faith or walking with Christ, like they don't understand. Like, whatever, you just don't want to tell me, or you're just being weird. No, seriously, it's through God.
I'm telling and they don't believe it, but it's so for real. Like I'm telling you.
Exactly.
So I guess what would be like some advice that you would give to those who are like in their resting season, or feeling like how we felt like a failure because something just may not be working right now. Yeah. How what would some advice like? What would be that advice?
I feel like an advice I would give everyone is to be patient.
Patience, yes.
You're in the season of being patient and being obedient, cheering for others.
Yes.
But still just knowing that your time is coming.
I was just praying the other day and I got a revelation.
What's your revelation?
And God brought me to Habakkuk 2-4. Do you want me to read it for him?
I want you to read it.
I'm going to read it for him. So Habakkuk 2-4. The Lord answered me, write down this vision, clearly inscribe it on tablets so one may easily read it. For the vision is yet for the appointed time, not your time, the appointed time. It testifies about the end and will not lie, though it delays. So react with it. Wait for it, since it will certainly come and not be late. Look, his ego is inflated. He is without integrity, but the righteous one will live by his faith. The part that got me more than anything was, though it delays, wait for it, because that was speaking directly to me. I feel like, and look, his ego is inflated. Yes. I feel like we're battling the ego every day, all day.
Every day. Even society, when you don't even know it.
You don't even know it. Yes. Like society's like, oh, I'll be 27 this year. Like, I don't have this. I don't have that.
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
Like, and it's like, listen, boo, like, don't let your ego trick you out of what God got for you. Because
exactly. Don't let your ego trick you. Don't let your ego and your younger self trick you into thinking you don't have a good life.
Yes.
Because when I was 22, 23, don't get me wrong, I really feel as though I was on top of the world. I graduated with my MBA. I opened up my store at the same year. And I was
like 22, 23?
Yes.
Yeah, girl.
I was on my shit. So I was like, okay, if I'm 23 now and I just got my MBA and I'm opening up my store, imagine myself at 27, 28. Yeah. I'm unstoppable. Now at 28, I'm nowhere where I thought I'd be at all. And I was going through a storm at like 26, 27, really feeling like a complete failure. Like, how did younger self do more than current you? And I feel as though that was always my battle. You know how some people compete with other people? Yeah. I was competing with myself.
Okay.
I was competing with my younger self, and I was really saying to myself and my friends, like, how is it that I was so young and doing all these things and accomplishing all these goals, and I can't even cross one thing off my list right now? And it really hit me. I was really depressed. I'm like, did I peak?
And look at you all in your head though, the whole time, right? That's how we really act. I think, honestly, it sounds like God is just redirecting, right?
For sure.
And
for sure.
If we always at the front, how do you sit in the back to hear?
Yep.
And I think sometimes, like,
that's exactly it. Because I was up here. I was on top for years. You're
not even answering God call. Like, I'm gonna call you.
Yes, I was thinking, oh my God, like, this is really the fruits of my labor.
I was really on top of the world, and I was fulfilling it, and I was loving it, and God was like, okay, I let you have your moment, I let you have your shine. Now I'm gonna bring you all the way back down, and that's exactly what He did.
But you know what? If He bring you down, he only it's like a slingshot. That's how I look at it. Like, if I'm pulling you back, it's only to propel you further, like even further than you ever could have imagined. Wow, but I'm so sad that you felt that way, but it's so real though. Like,
especially for women or people like us, not even just women, just people like us. Like, we are go-getters. We're self-driven, self-motivated, and we are our biggest critique. So,
and I think also I think we just get tired of, I guess, chasing the money. Yeah. I think, like, once you get to a certain amount, it's like, this is good, this is great, but it's like, it's not fulfilling me at some point. And I think that's where, like, now you've gotten to that place where you know that you have the drive to reach your goals and everything like that. Now it's like, what is it that I'm born here to do, and how can I monetize and maximize off of my gifts? Because then you probably won't feel as tired, because you are made to do it, literally. Like, you could do it in your sleep. Wow, that's so good though. That ego. That's what's telling us that we're supposed to have a house at this age, that age, and then we're rushing. Yeah. And now, because we're rushing, we missed out what was really for us.
If you had asked me at 22, 23, where would you be at 27? I really thought at 27, I could just get whatever I wanted, do whatever I wanted. I'll be in my foreign vehicle, in a penthouse, waking up one day as an entrepreneur and going to a mall and dropping $5,000 on a Chanel bag. Just
because I woke up today, I'm tired, and I think I had a bad day, so I want to shop. Here.
Can I do that now? No, I cannot.
But you know what we do have, and we have to be so grateful, because maybe I'm just getting old, and I just I think of things that really matter the most. I love being around my family and friends, and I love laughing. Yeah. Like, I love making memories. Like, that right, have me crying, laughing. I just love you forever. And being as though we're living in a world right now where so many people do not have love. Like, that's scary. Like, what's going on right here in this world right now? It's no love out here. To even have that, that's worth tension up. Yeah. Like, that means everything, because it's like, what's the point? It doesn't matter. This is what it's about. And I feel so bad for people who just, like, denies God and just won't allow Him in, because it's like, yo, like, baby, like,
I always tell people down, just do something different. God will probably show you something that you didn't know you needed. I tell people that all the time. Do something different.
I just love that we're, like, disconnecting from who society is telling us to be right now. Yeah. It feels so freeing.
Yeah, I feel like it's really a self-journey too. It took me a long time to get to where I'm at right now. It took a lot of, it was painful. It was hurtful. I would cry a lot. I was confused.
Yeah.
But looking back, it's where I'm at now. I understand everything. I understand what God was telling me or trying to tell me, and I appreciate it.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm better than okay.
You're great.
Like, I'm really amazing right now. I really have no complaints.
I'm sorry, just God is so good. Simply because look, it's really like, don't make me like get emotional. It is just,
God is amazing.
I just can't even like make it up right now. Like,
I just really appreciate our conversation, because when I tell you God is so good, He has gotten me out of storms I didn't think I could survive alone.
Bro.
So for me to feel how I feel now, I'm just very, very grateful. I'm very, very blessed.
No.
Where I was this time last year was a completely different space. Completely different. So looking back at that past year, I'm so happy to be where I'm at right now.
Yes. So, who have you become in your waiting season?
That's a great question. I feel as though I'm just a better me. I'm still trying to figure it out, honestly. Still trying to figure it out. I don't want to put a label on it and constrict myself. But I'm still learning. I'm still learning myself every day. But I do think I'm a better version of who I was. A completely different version, though. Like, a whole different person.
I feel like mine's varies by the day.
Yeah.
I think it varies. Like, sometimes I'm like, okay, God, not today, but I'm one step closer to my purpose, so period. And then some days I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this, I want that. Like, it's just not moving. It's just not happening. And it's like, you know, my aunt she always gives me all the analogies, metaphors, everything.
Yeah.
And I actually posted on my Instagram and my TikTok. Like, everybody's like eating this up right now. And she's like, listen, listen, we're like babies. Like, you know, how a baby is crying for the bottle, but it's like, baby, I can't give you the bottle right now because it's too hot. But like, I hear your cries. Like, relax.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're just like the babies. Like, God hears you. He hears your wants, your desires. Like, He hears you. He's coming. The bottle is coming.
It's coming.
It's just hot right now. Like, chill. Like, let him warm up the bottle. And I have to, like, really randomly be like, the bottle's just too hot right now, child. Like, relax. The bottle's too hot.
It's not even about what we want or when we want it. It's about what God wants, God's will. And when you really get to God's will, you're going to realize, like, okay, this is why you had me wait.
Yes. And you know what? Sometimes, okay, not sometimes, most of the times, I'm happy when I get to, like, my destination. Like, oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I didn't have it when I wanted it because I would have destroyed it.
Exactly.
Or I'm so happy you didn't give me what I thought I wanted because that's not what I want today.
You would have, if you got it so soon, you would have mishandled it.
Tell me about it. Tell me, because the money I had, girl, I was making lots of money. I mishandled this over.
I mishandled the heck out of it.
Where did my money go?
And God made me lose it all. And then when I got it back, oh, okay, now I know what to do with it.
Girl,
I'm so frugal.
Girl. I be like, let me see my receipt. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Don't let me have a coupon. I'm like, oh wait, I had to run it back. I gotta get my coupon. Like, I don't be playing no more.
No,
like,
seriously.
No, like, Lord, don't take it away from me this time, please.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm very generous. I am such a giver. Truly.
Me too.
I think that's what my main thing was, like, when I wasn't able to, like, do what I was able to do for others.
Oh my God. It killed me. I feel like I was like, do I suck as a person now?
Like, do you hate me? And then you realize that, oh my goodness, the people who you couldn't show up for, even though you showed up for them, like, all your life, that one or a few times, it's like, wow, you really didn't like me. You just like what I did for you. And the people who, like, really did, like, I just want you here. Like, I don't care about any of that. Like, you really do find your people in the midst of, like, struggling or just in the midst of just, like, not being where you want to be. Because it's like, girl, you can have nothing and I'll still love you. Like, those are your people for real.
No, seriously.
Like, you will never know if you never, I guess, hit rock bottom. You'll never know who's there for you if you're always up.
That's facts.
It's cool, though. It's cool because we gonna get it right.
No, for sure.
Gonna get it right.
No, definitely.
Well, you know, this was such a great conversation. Like, just so, I don't want to even say rewarding. I think it's just, like, nice to know how realistic that we have to be in life and how much, like, none of us are exempt from going through a life, like,
at all.
And always be humble, of course. Like, you never know. But you have given me so much to just, like, think about too.
No, I really enjoyed our conversation.
Cool.
And I appreciate it because I love having conversations with people and we could really, truly relate and truly understand.
I hope all entrepreneurs know that they are not the only one there because
it's tough.
We make it look good, but that's why this for me. I don't flaunt too much. I'm not a flaunter because you never know. It's like, oh, she's the same person that I'm never that person.
I feel like I used to feel as though I had something to prove to everybody. It was, I live for my accolades. That made me as a person. I'm like, I am not Hannah without my degrees, without my store, without my businesses. now, I don't care to prove anything to
I don't want to be known.
Just forget about me.
Don't even know me.
Just forget I existed.
I'd be like, oh my goodness, if I didn't have this podcast, I would have deleted all my social medias. And, like, I just don't even want people to know my name, and here I am. Like, hey, everybody, Chynna B. Like, great, thanks, God. I'll do it for you, but...
No, seriously. Yes, I feel the exact same way. Like, if I did not have my businesses, I would not be on social.
I don't even want to get dressed all the time anymore. Like, when I run my errands, I want a cute set and some shoes. I don't even take pictures anymore. I'm like,
I want to get back to taking pictures, though, because, girl, we're never going to be this young and fine again.
I know, but you know what I will say, since I be working out, in the summertime, I take my picture.
Please do. You have been working out.
I be working out. So you going to see, because I was working out, so you going to see my hard work.
Exactly.
But, oh my goodness. Okay. Because we had to end it, because we are going over time. But, you know, we had the girl check that moment, which is, what is that like? I don't know, it's like a moment of reflection. Like, girl, check that. Like, what is your girl check that moment?
My girl check moment is just the season I'm in now, like, being patient. Or my previous season. I really love my previous season, even though it came with so much chaos. So much chaos. And the things I've been through, I appreciate, like, the patience and the obedience that I've gained during that. I'm like, okay.
I love the word obedience because I've learned something even about myself. Like, remember when I was saying, like, God, like, why me? Like, you want me to do this? Like, like, let me see what you see in me because I'm not seeing it. And I really did just realize that one thing about myself is I'm not always right. But I'm very obedient for the most part. Yeah. Like, I really do want what God wants for me. And I do whatever He puts on my heart for the most part. And I was like, okay, that's why. Because you can trust me with it. Yeah. Not because I'm like, glamorous stuff. But you can trust me with it. Like,
He didn't give you a conviction for no reason.
Yes. He knows my heart. I am...
Because I'm pretty sure before you start this podcast, you were like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Girl, I said no for a month. I said no for months. Then I said, okay, yes. Like, yes.
Like, let me just try it out.
Girl. And when I said yes, I had excuses after that. And every excuse I had, I was like, I said, because I don't know where I'm going to find the money for this type of stuff. Like, I don't know how I'm going to buy all these cameras.
Yeah. But God,
girl, you won't even know how much I spend for just shooting in this space. It's not a lot of money at all.
Really?
I'm not gonna tell you, but it's not a lot of money.
I like that. Like, but you see how God really... You see how God, like, really came through for you?
When it's a God thing, it's nothing that nobody can do to get in the way.
Yes, and God things are better than good things, y'all.
Yeah, every excuse I had, even my first guess, I'm like, I was shaking in my boots.
Really?
Like, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous. Like,
no, you're
was like, have you prayed yet? I was like, no, let me go pray. She allowed me to pray. She talked the whole time. I never heard her say anything. I said, oh, yes, thank you, Jesus. And then, like, as I kind of, like, was making people, or not making people, but allowing people to share their stories, I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like, He was still even, like, being so gracious with, like, giving me time and easing me into it. And I'm like, okay.
God thing. Literally, I had excuses too. Y'all don't know this, but Chynna been asked me to do this, and I said no.
She said no.
I said no. I said I'm too shy. It's not gonna work. I don't like being vulnerable. But after that, your latest episode, and after I watched it, and the energy that you and Deja both exude, I'm
She's
like,
so funny.
Okay, God, are you pushing me to do this?
Yeah, like you can.
Are you trying to make me spread the word and share my testimony? Because honestly, I am a walking testimony.
And it's okay because when I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, wow, everyone's gonna see your episode, and they're gonna be like, Hannah, oh my goodness, I never knew this much. And then I'm telling you, next you're gonna be like, hey guys, like, I just want to share with you today when you do
on my Instagram. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that point.
You're gonna be preaching the word.
It's just so funny how God works, because I was going to hit you up. Okay. But then Deja texted me and she was like, call me tomorrow.
Really? Because I actually had a conversation with her, and I'm like,
yeah,
you got her to do it. I said, because no pressure, but I prayed about it and God told me yes, so I'm a...
Yes, because after I watched that episode, I just was like, God was just telling me, I had that feeling of conviction. Yes. God was like, just do it.
It's a God thing.
It's a God thing.
It's a God thing.
And I gave it a couple days and I was going to hit you up. But then Deja, she said,
don't even worry about it, sweetheart. We got you. Don't even worry about it. Oh my goodness. See, look at that. It's a God thing. That's going to be our new, like, thing. Like, it's a God thing.
It's a God thing, and it's better than good things.
It's a God thing. It's better than good things. Well, you know what? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for you.
Wait, your girl check.
Oh, my girl check that moment. What's my girl check that moment? This is a good one. I have to think about this one every time because nobody ever asks me.
Really?
No. I ain't sure. Girl check that is showing up even when you don't have a clue.
I like that.
Showing up even when you don't have a clue.
Showing up for others or showing up for yourself?
Period.
Okay.
In all areas of life, showing up because I think I think too much.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, like even right now, God is like putting me in some unfamiliar places for real. He is really putting me in the community, and I'm like,
it's different.
It's different, and it's like I can do it, but like you gotta give me time. Like I'm still a little bit shy at the same time, and it's like, nope, I want you in this women's group. I want you a part of this. I want you a part of that, and I'm like, this is not me. But it's a God thing, so show up even when you don't have a clue.
Yeah, it's rewarding.
Every time I show up, I'm always surprised. Like, oh my goodness, like, wow, I met this person, It was so great. And I just had to stop doing it. Like, I had to stop psyching myself out. So show up.
Just show up and be consistent.
That's a good one.
Because honestly, if you don't even have the motivation, just be consistent. God is going to show you eventually. Yes. I like that, though.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Well, you know what, guys? I just thank you so much for tuning into this woman's work. This episode, this was so good. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And more than anything, just like really wait on God. I know it sounds cliche, but it's so for real. Don't miss your mark. Don't let the enemy or your own worries and doubts psych you out of your calling, your spot, your reward. So wait on God.
Surrender to God.
Surrender.
That's really it. Surrender to God.
Surrender. Just please stop stressing your own self out. Just surrender. And I will hope to see you guys soon.